Good day everyone, welcome to another video. Today less about the repo, today it's more a bit about where I am. So I'm still in front of the garage, you can still see the repo bed hanging above me. But today, since a couple of people asked me about, hey, can you show a bit the garage? Can you uncover the 12A that is sitting there and so on? I decided, hey, since I'm here anyway, so I dropped off the frame just now. So you can see the frame is missing. I basically just decided, hey, let's use this opportunity to quickly show you the garage where I'm working at. So it's not my garage, it's a friend's garage. He basically took over the business of his dad. He's in the area of sanitary work, meaning plumbing, water, heating, like all these kind of things. He took over the company, and the building here in front of me where you see the E2000, that is basically his part. Just next to him there is another company that is dealing more with metal sheets, pipes, stuff like that. So more generalized, I would say. And so he's just next to it. And what they did when they expanded, so you can see it a tiny little bit over there, up there, that's basically a storage area for spare parts and stuff that they use in the company. They basically made it a bit further, and he built his own garage. So initially, like 3-4 years ago, he had 2 lifts, just one behind each other. He then removed the rear one because it was a bit messy and too narrow. So he decided he'd just use one, and yeah, that's basically where I'm working at right now. So let me give you a quick tour. All right, I'd say let's start quickly on the outside. So as you can see, we are reusing the space under the roof to hang up some spare cars or spare beds or all kinds of things. He basically built himself quite a high storage area here. As you can see, it's mostly used for car parts. In one of these there is a spare engine for his 323 GTX. Intercoolers is still sticking out. So there's a lot of spare parts that he couldn't fit anywhere else. If we look at the other side, this is basically just the storage area for his company, old metal that will need to be brought away. So they're still always collecting it and then at some point bring it away. And it's very similar over here. There's like pipes and yeah, more pipes and even more pipes. But basically here we have 2 of his cars. So he has his Drift FC. He's using that car for drifting. At the moment, as you can see, it's not running. Simple reason for that. His engine didn't make any compression anymore, or rather it would idle at 3000 RPM, then it would still run. So he took the engine out, he took the gearbox out, and we will see it later. It's completely disassembled in another area of the shop. So we'll see it again. As for the 323 up here, that is actually his very first car. That's the first car he bought for dirt cheap money. He restored it, he repaired it, he made all sorts of things with it. And it is basically running, except that the engine has a blown head gasket, I believe. Something is blown. And he just hadn't had the time and the interest, I would almost call it, to repair it. Other than that, it's running fine. As I said, he has a spare engine for this thing, so he can basically just needs to swap it. The last information I had from him is that he's intending to sell it at some point when it's redone, when it's running again, as he doesn't want to keep as many cars anymore. Besides those 2 here, he's dailying a Toyota Hilux, so the pickup, which you might have seen in some of the videos in the background. He has also an FD, same as mine, just with the Montego Blue, which is kind of completely changed. So he has the BNR Stage 3 bigger turbos. He deleted the OMP. He used the Solon adapter for oil feeding. He's building it for flex fuel. And he wants to make it street legal. So that's what we're waiting for, basically, that he basically goes and have the emissions measured, the loudness measured, like all this stuff that you have to do in Switzerland when you do some major modifications to the car. So that's to be done. Other than that, he also has the Drift FC I mentioned. He has 2 running MX-5s and A's. Let me think. Sorry, one. Has 1 MX-5, a Baumann edition, which was a special model here in Switzerland. And the one which is hanging on the roof is basically, he wanted to make it to a drifter. One of the spare engines inside would have been for that one, but when they hanged it up, it fell down. I had a little bit of an accident, so the roof is squashed, and now he's thinking of just throwing it away. It's an NB anyway, so it's not like worth a lot to start with. The only thing worthwhile mentioning over here is basically our barbecue smoker. The barbecue smoker he built himself is basically an old boiler, so where you have your water inside on a certain temperature. When you need warm water, you can use it, or you get it from there. He just refunctioned it into a barbecue smoker, and that thing is mental. We take it every year with us to the Reisbrennen, which is one of the biggest Japanese car festivals in Europe. It's up on the Lausitz ring, close to Berlin. We are usually driving there every year. We take that with us, and of course we are one of the highlights on the whole festival. Not everyone has, or barely anyone actually has, a barbecue smoker like that. Most people have just this instant grill, you know, one use and then throw it away, or a bit better like a gas grill or something. But yeah, that's about it. So that was the tour on the outside. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, up here is even more storage area. So if you look up here again, there's a lot of stuff. On top there are some other things, but these wooden thingies, in there you have spare parts for cars, so even more. Yeah, the only other thing worthwhile mentioning, I did mention that that he had 2 lifts on the inside, but on the back it was a bit narrow. You couldn't really have a long car in the front if there was another one in the back on the lift. So we basically placed now this one out here. So whenever someone comes in and just wants to do like tire change or change his oil, like the basic stuff, he can just use this straightforward. The control over there. You just need to use it and raise it. But now you can just use this space and you can do your service, and you don't need to use the big lift, because that one is typically occupied by some projects. Again, his drifter was a very long time on it. Now the Repo, at least the frame, used to be on it for quite a while. Before that, it was another friend. He renovated an 60s Buick. He completely renovated it, complete rust holes, everything welded again, so it looks really nice. Maybe at some point he'll turn up here, so I'll take a short clip of his videos, of his car as well. But yeah, so this lift is usually quite occupied, therefore we have this small one in the front, just so we could do the simple service as we need to. All right, let's move on the inside. So, looking at the inside, of course there's a big mess right now because all the Repo parts are, some are there, some are here, some are in the back, so that's a big mess. But basically, we have the side entrance, and here we have stairs up. Let me just move this cable a bit. So when we go up here, that's more of a bit of a chill area. So up here we have like a sofa, we have a table, we have a fridge. Just so, man, it's hot up here. Just so whenever people are around, they can, in winter or when it's like bad weather, we just sit up here, enjoy ourselves, have a bit of a chat, have a drink or whatever. And then basically in summer, we're mostly using the fridge. It's relatively empty right now. You can see there's some sauces for barbecue, some Red Bulls and some Coke. That's about it. Not too much. Yeah, so that is more like a chill out area. We can see we have space for a video beamer to project the picture up there if we were to watch a movie. And that's about it. So that's just like a small little chill area. If we go down here again, some classical garage poster, obviously. I need to make sure I'm not stumbling. Alrighty. So looking at the lower space, again, just the general like stuff, mostly from the Repo stuff we used just now. partially some auto storage stuff. We have here a connector for pressured air for some tools. Lights, the lift already mentioned. We have some tool boxes, what are they? Don't know how to call them, like these tool spaces with the spanners, some pliers, saws, and so on. Then he has up here a storage area for some rims and tires. That's mostly his tires, for some spare parts for drifting, some spare parts for other cars. Some of them are probably not even used anymore, or he doesn't have a compatible car anymore. Very possible. Don't know when his was the last time that he dismantled it. Then again, another air pressure area, or connectors, rather. Here on the floor, it's just like repo parts all over the place. And these boxes here, that is basically one part of his Drift FC engine. So in the back, if we go around there, we will see the spare parts, so like the housings and everything. Over here, the repo cab. It's blocking some of the cabinets at the moment. It's not ideal, but we needed the space somehow. Over here again, it's just like a massive barrel of brake cleaner. Everyone needs brake cleaners, as we know. Some more repo parts, old oil, the usual. And here is the repo engine. It's the 13B carbureted with the gearbox and the headers. Nothing too special. We'll definitely look at that in more detail once the frame is rolling again. The rear axle, I did not bring it yet for sandblasting, because we still need to remove a couple of hoses and the left drum. That thing sticks. Like, you can see how beat up the cover already is. We are really struggling to get it off. So I don't know how to do that. We might need to use some heat, or I don't know. Going here on the right side, again, some more FC parts, welding machine. But here is the interesting stuff where one of you guys in the videos asked me. So this one here is my personal spare 13B twin turbo engine. It's a REW from an FD. It's my, as I said, my replacement engine. I bought it not used. Like the guy before me had it as a spare engine as well, never used. So it stood there for a couple of years. It's now in my possession for 4 years, I think. And also haven't used it yet. But the plan with this one is basically we just want, or I rather want to take it apart, replace all the seals, all the gaskets, literally everything, build it up again. And then we will also delete the OMP. So we'll do a zone adapter with a separate oil feed. It will have the B&R S3 there in my basement, and I will cover that in another video. Yeah, simplified air setup, so no more air pump and stuff like that. That's the plan for this engine. Then here we have another 13B. So it's not a 12A, it's a 13B, which you can, maybe you can see it, I don't know, like on camera it's a bit difficult. There's a 13B, definitely. I think, if I'm not completely mistaken, it's from an FC Turbo. I'm not 100% sure though. And basically that was the engine he intended to use for the Miata hanging up there. That was his original idea, that he would put that engine into that Miata and use it for drifting. Now, Miata dropped, Miata is damaged, engine is still standing here. I'm not sure if he has any plans for this engine now. As I said, he's rebuilding the other one for the Drift FC. So I don't know where he wants to put that engine. I need to ask him at some point. But yeah, it's not 12A, it's a 13B that is sitting here. Then here on the back there's just like spare parts, gaskets, I don't know, like some Rocca Auto, I believe, yeah, spare parts mostly. You see a diagram for the simplified setup over there. Storage boxes as usual. Whoa. Then let's go here into the back. There's more repo parts, exhaust, steering, drive shaft. And now if we go here to the back, let me just put on some lights. That's basically his painting area. More storage, not interesting. But basically here, he has a friend of his that gave up his painting shop, basically just brought all his stuff here. So he has all the, well, most of the colors that you need. He has the tools to mix them. He has the spraying pistols. He has everything he needs to paint. Basically, that's the stuff we'll be using to paint the Repo, also the frame with some Raptor and stuff. That will come. That we will definitely look into a bit further once the Repo is ready for that. But yeah, that is all painting. So all stuff about it. He has some tire machine, balancing machine. So the basic stuff I would say that you need. And over here is the engine I mentioned. So he has the two housings for the 13B, rotors, the studs, front iron, back iron. Front iron is there, back iron I don't know where he has it. Oh, maybe somewhere. Some stuff over down here as well. So yeah, that engine basically he wants supported. Originally his idea was just to overhaul it, so leave it stock. But I don't know why, some person, it might have been me, was when I bought the Repo, it was a Bridgeported engine in there. So the carbureted 13B up there is Bridgeported. So he said like, okay, I want to have that as well. Okay, so basically when he already had the engine apart, when he already ordered the overhaul kit from Atkins, he came up with the idea, hey, maybe we'll make it a lot more powerful. So we do a Bridgeport or go big turbo, yeah, and everything that comes with it. So he took it apart. It's sitting here. We are waiting. Don't know if he received it by now or not, but he's waiting for the Bridgeport templates from Racing Beat, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And as soon as that arrives, he has a colleague in the CNC world. Apparently, that guy can do the bridge porting using his tools, which would be rad, of course. No, or very little tolerance for errors and stuff. But yeah, that is his plan. Because the engine is here, I could not overhaul my FD spare engine. Because also their plan is to do a little street porting, not too crazy, because laws in Switzerland are quite difficult. So I'm actually looking forward to see if I can get the Bridgeported engine from the Repo registered. From the age, theoretically, there's only the noise that I need to hold, no emissions. And so for the noise, I probably need to work with some silencers or stuff to get that in legal areas. But at least for the emissions, it's not a concern. That's why I'm actually trying it. My colleague would have rather bought another 13B carbureted engine, overhauled it, put it in there, original stock, or more or less stock. But I actually want to try it with the Bridgeported one. So let's see how that goes. Like, you will be part of it, but it's a couple of months to go still until we are there. Yeah, so on the back here, there's just like some more storage area. There's an old Mofa here and a dash from, could be the FC. Not sure, to be honest. And some more random crap, which I'm not using. There's like just, it's not really a door, but there is an exit where you would go up to the offices from the shop he's owning. The only thing other worth mentioning here, the gas heater. So we use that in winter when it's getting cold. Yeah, more tools, some boys with tools. Yeah. And as you can see, we have here this little drawer, no, not drawer, what is it, a curtain, for when we're painting, so we can at least separate it, so no overspray stuff going around in here. And yeah, so that is the shop. It's really nice. Like he has almost everything you need. It's amazing. He really invested a lot into tools, so be it whatever you need, you will find it. Like when I try to remove the screws from the drum, which couldn't get loose, he had this tool that you can hit on the back and it will automatically turn a little bit with the push. That helped a lot. Somewhere he has here he has this tool to separate ball joints, to push them out. Really cool. But again, he has almost all tools you could think of that you would need, and that's what really makes it good, being able to be here, working here. Now, of course, I appreciate it a lot. So that is actually the little tour that I wanted to give you. So now you have an understanding on the environment I'm working at. Again, it's not mine. It's completely my friend's place. And I just have the privilege of being allowed and, well, yeah, I'm being allowed to work here, which is a good feeling. And again, I appreciate it a lot. So yeah, that is it. Shorter video today, but should be enough. So the next video, I'm not sure yet when. I will probably, or for sure, I will film again once I pick up the frame, which should be in around about 1.5 to 2 weeks time. It might be that I'm not able to pick it up, that a friend will pick it up, and I'll just see it once it's back here. Well, of course, we'll go into it in detail. And if I'm lucky, if I'm really lucky, I at least asked the shop today where I brought the frame for sandblasting. I asked them, so hey, there is a public holiday in the city of Zurich on the Monday, the 13th, 15th, like Monday after next week, where I don't have to work. So I asked them, in case they're able to work on my frame on that day, and if they allow me to be there and film it a little bit, of course, giving them some advertisement is free with the video, I would definitely want to do that. So it might be that I'll do that video at the same time when we pick up the frame and it comes back here. But yeah, at least I can document a little bit on and explain you guys what sandblasting is, what's this other method, this tinning that I'm talking about. I'm still not sure if that's the right word. That he will explain how that works, what it does, why they do it, and so on. And so that would be definitely the next video. Still open. It might be that I'm doing a small video in between, just maybe cover my basement where I have some spare parts and stuff, or the color finding. All right, then yeah, hope you had a good impression on the shop, and I hope to see you guys soon again. If you like it, as always, leave a comment with questions, with suggestions, or leave a follow around. It would be very well appreciated. And I hope you guys have a very nice weekend ahead, and I hope to see you guys soon again. Okay, I'm out, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.